Hey guys, welcome back, it's Maverick here, and today we are watching episode 11, aka the grand finale of Yakusoku no Neverland Season 2. At least for the anime version here, right? I don't know how much it differs from the manga version ending, but I guess that's kind of beside the point here, considering, we've skipped so much stuff, and, the anime itself is going for an entirely original. Well, I don't know if it's original. See, that's the thing. But at the very least, I feel like I can kind of get what they're trying to go at. Obviously, a lot of stuff are rushed. I would have loved for them to flesh out a lot more details, but I think the overall concept is still there, right? In any case, the children are trying to get their freedom, gain their freedom. The people, or I should say, the demons, actually, are trying to gain equality, if you will, right? So I mentioned last episode how it was a subtle shift in this anime, how it turned from a racial division into more of a class division and whatnot. And I do find that concept interesting, utilizing it within an anime and having this sort of transition point as well. Which leads me to saying that at the end of last episode, Emma extended her hand literally to Peter, right? The mastermind behind apparently a lot of the farms and even how the situation came to be in the first place here through their family. I don't really think he's going to accept it because he considers himself the ruling class instead. And obviously, we have an entire episode here, so something is bound to happen, right? Like maybe there's a twist, maybe the gate does not exist, maybe the high demon overlord is gonna come here, right? The ruler of the demons, and they're gonna do some stuff. In any case, I just hope that we have a satisfactory ending, one that's well explained, and at the very least will allow us to know, yeah, I can totally see how it got there in the end, right? So with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Aniplex. One last time for the opening. I'm choosing to watch the opening because, again, I really do love this opening. That's my favorite from the season. Y'all gotta eat! We all gotta eat. And they gotta eat as well. Oh, so good. So good. I can watch this all day. Oh, really? He's actually going to? Well, I guess the power of the protagonist, right? Well, if this is the case, then I guess But mm, I know that was your problem. Like, just because it's the children of the rebels doesn't suddenly make it okay, dude. Yeah, whatever. Hmm. Oh, actually, I didn't even. Look at this. So yeah, this is all like normal human stuff, like the architecture and cars and whatnot. I almost overlooked that. Oh, I think he is actually turning. Well, all right. But anyways, as I was trying to say here, if he's gonna turn, then I guess the last big enemy, if you will, would either be the demons, the current ruling demons, or of course, oh, oh, wow. All things considered, you gotta admire him for his resolve, I guess. All right, I'm just wondering when the main army is gonna get here. Nope. Her? It's a her. Aren't you guys going as well? Or the other children? Because it's Emma who's the leader. Alright, I'm glad, but. Oh, this is so. Alright, this is so cheesy. I'm sorry. But if you want to do a scene like this, you really have to build up to it, you know? You guys might want to put a step on it. Mm-hmm. And the. Huh, looking like a clock, eh? I wonder if this has a metaphor of time moving on, or something of that sort. Mm-hmm. You know, honestly, you would expect there to be more, like, guards or something, right? Aren't either of the respective sides worried that the other side might stage a surprise invasion or something of that sort? Alright, well, that's the twist here. Mhm. The children from the other farms? Or something of that sort? Alright, all the other children. But if you guys are staying, I gotta stay. You can be a little bit more honest with yourself, right? Oh wait, so you seriously was thinking of that? You know, if anyone, if anyone should say, I think it should be the sisters, right? Aren't they supposed to be like high fight, like uh, really skilled with fighting prowess as well? Although it is also like important for there to be strong people on the other side because honestly, like I feel like they aren't going to get into specifics here, but if I were in the human world, I'd also be very wary of this situation, to be honest. Like, like they haven't even seen like what exactly is on the other side yet. Like, thankfully, this isn't. Oh, there's certainly a lot of promises going around, but it is called the Promised Neverland, right? Okay, so now we're seeing what the other side actually. Ooh, full civilization, eh? And seriously, like, there's nobody guarding the gate? Are you serious here? Okay, so they're growing up normal now. Are we just gonna fast forward until they become adults or something? That's an American style school bus. Okay, I guess they've all gone to their adopted families. Alright, so I guess like 15 years have passed or something of that sort. Oh, actually, before that. Oh, okay. They're getting the rest of the humans. What exactly are the demon forces doing? What? Even mystical creatures as well? Right, gain more allies, recruit the rest of the common population. Alright. Crown as the leader of the revolution, or something of that sort. Wait, did they win already? Oh, I guess that battlefield scene uh was to say that hey, they had like many battles, many wars, whatnot. Oh, yeah, they've grown up at least 10 or something years. Talk about fast forward. Uh, there's like, I don't think there's anything else after this. But I guess we'll just watch this for last time's sake. Oh my god. Was the original manga also like this as well? Like fast forwarding through all of this stuff till we get to the big reunion once again? Okay. I was actually expecting a much bigger twist at the end there. Mm. So how exactly did the technology in the demon world develop? So it was developed independently by the humans living there? And there's so much illogical stuff about this. Yep. And that is it. See you guys after this. Well, now, alright, that was season 2 of Yakusoku no Neverland, and I gotta say, even as an anime only, I think it's pretty obvious that there are a lot of glaring problems with this. So, I mean, I don't want to sound too negative, but I do want to touch on a few things here, right? So, for instance, the entire ending there, right? Well, first of all, to be having that sort of fast forward ending, it's not exactly my favorite, but well, I should say I hate that kind of ending. But on the other hand, it's been utilized quite a lot. It's a common trope both in manga and anime as well, and I kind of get it, right? You've already gone through the real hard part or the main story that the series wants to tell, which is the children discovering the truth and then eventually escaping, right? We're not really here, or the original readers aren't really here to watch another, I don't know, another like twice the size, the entire story's worth of stuff, describing this civil war within the demon world, right? Even though I'm sure that would be interesting as well, you can put that off as a spin-off or something of that sort, right? So it makes sense that that part would be fast forwarded, and the touching reunion at the very end, it was kind of cliche, but honestly I feel like they went light with the cliches already, right? They only had a welcome home kind of thing. They, especially with this Promised and Neverland, the series title and whatnot. They could have done a lot more with it as well, which they didn't. Which to some is a good thing, to some is a bad thing here, right? But honestly, to me, the biggest surprise was that, hey, there was actually no surprise, and everything is just going as usual. They successfully go to human world where they live happily ever after, and that's it, right? I wasn't expecting that. I was actually expecting a larger twist here, and the reason for this, let me say why I felt that there was never a human world in the first place, is because of the lax security here, right? Like, honestly, it makes absolutely no sense for me, both from the human world and in the demon world as well. You have this little gate that can, that is the only doorway, the only portal to the other side here, right? And you guys were actually enemies who later decided to draw up a peace agreement. What's to say that the other side wouldn't, suddenly after a certain amount of time decide to invade again? Or there's the constant threat on both sides, right? Honestly, something of this value, it would be completely enclosed with a military fortress or whatnot, right? It definitely would not be this case where these few children can just waltz in and go to the gate and then go out. And on the other side, they definitely wouldn't be able to just walk through the gate and then, roam out into the overworld, right? So that made no sense. It was precisely because I saw that there was no security there, which led me to think that, hey, maybe that whole thing is a lie in the first place. There is no other world, and this is the only world that you're stuck with, so you're gonna have to do something about it, right? Honestly, I think I would have preferred that kind of ending a lot more. The fact that there wasn't actually a human world, and this is what you get, or maybe the human world, I don't know, like maybe they had nuclear warfare or something. They blew themselves up, right? That could also be a possibility, I guess you could say. And then the only thing that they could do was to stay here, stage a revolution, and then eventually gain peace once again through demons promising not to eat humans anymore, right? Using the new and improved blood, and then of course the children, then the humans here developing their own society, right? To me, I think that would have been a lot more fitting in line with the sort of mind games and the twist and the plot twist that we've seen throughout the Promised Neverland series. Here, with it being so straightforward, I guess that is a twist in itself, that there was no twist, maybe. Just my thoughts on this. And speaking of human society here, obviously, since this is already a condensed version, right? This is already a condensed version, and it's even a shorter than normal season, right? With only 11 episodes here. So obviously, they're not going to be able to have the time to explain a lot of things, but, like, I have so many questions as to, the human side, within the demon world, right? Like, the human society there, how they develop their technologies here, right? How, like, did they develop it independently of the humans on the human side of the world, and then they somehow managed to get, the same sort of cars, the weaponry, the brick housing, the ghettos that we have in the human world as well? Are they trying to imply that? I actually thought there was, even if there was a world, there would be, like, some sort of, in my mind, there were two twists that I thought of. One twist was that the human world was destroyed, or there never was a human world, and so they could only stay in this demon world, right? The second twist was that I was thinking perhaps the human world also, they are in full agreement, like they completely know about this agreement, and they are in full support of this agreement as well, for the greater good, to achieve long-standing peace, right? And my second plot twist was actually that the human world would turn the children away and be like, no, we cannot accept you, because if we accept you, this would mean going back on our promise, right? Because, like, think about it, right? It's sort of like when you pledge neutrality, when two countries are at war and then there's a neutral country, the neutral country isn't supposed to aid either side, right? That's why they can be neutral and not be invaded or whatnot, or not go to war. So it's a similar case here as well. If you already made this truce to, hey, okay, you guys can have your children farms and whatnot, and you guys have your side of the world, we're gonna be on our side of the world, and we will just have this a never-ending, perpetual peace agreement between us, based on their each own society, right? And now that some children from that side have gone here, like it's hard to say, right? Maybe they don't want to cause a political incident. Maybe maybe the humans don't want to piss off the demons just in case the demons decide to wage war. And it's not like it's not a matter of whether the humans would win or lose the war. It's the fact that nobody wants to go to war or conflict, right? So that was the second twist I thought of that could be possible here. And in accordance with this second this second twist I'm talking about, it would also be based on the fact that maybe the two sides have been in constant communication with each other, and so like potentially there are delegates from ambassadors, if you will, from either side. Maybe they go to learn like the technologies that the humans have and whatnot and bring it back to the demon world, that kind of stuff, right? And that is how it explains the technology level that the humans and the demon side of the world has as well, and having the exact same kind of technologies as we know from being from being human, right? So there's that entire part as well. But anyways, yeah. Like honestly, I could go on and on about everything good or wrong about this episode, but I think one thing that I really want to point out for this episode is in the scene where they're like, Isabella, come with us, we forgive you, and all that, right? Like, I get it, and don't get me wrong, I know that it's true, definitely true that Isabella does care about her children, right? We've known as much at the end of first season, right? She has this very complicated feeling to her, in that she loves her children, but at the same time she also feels that she feels that this current system that's here is the best solution for everyone, so she's still going to have to be able to adhere to the system. It's not that I don't like the fact that they later on decided to really reconcile with each other and whatnot. It's just that in order to portray these feelings to the viewer, you need to go through these steps, right? You need to go through what Isabella thinks about the entire situation, how much she misses her children. You got to look at it from the children perspective as well, right? During the day-to-day lives, maybe bring up Isabella in passing conversation, right? Bring up mom and how mom would do things, and that kind of thing to really drive home the point that, hey, even though technically they are on opposite sides of the conflict and whatnot, they actually still deeply care and remember each other's presence and whatnot. So putting it into this kind of condensed format, honestly, to me, you guys saw my reaction there. I was basically laughing because it's just so, in a way, so cringy and so unbelievable, right? I guess to me, actually, and I'm not even going to get into like the entirety of what the hell the demons are actually doing, what the hell the nobility are doing. Like, you can't even field an army to instantly go to the Gracefield house, to go to HQ and take it back by force or anything. Like, you guys are inept, right? So if we're going to go down that route, there's like way too much stuff to cover. So I'm not gonna say that. One thing I will mention that I did like from this episode was the fact that Peter did not compromise in the end, right? Because Emma for this season really has been the how can I say it? She has the golden tongue, if you will, and she's always able to talk herself out of the situation, gain allies from the situation, those that are former enemies, and turn friends, that kind of sort of thing, right? But Peter, to his credit, he did reject it, which I said at the very beginning I feel he will do, just because this is not a human versus demon kind of situation in regards to Peter. This is more of a nobility or the chosen ones, the prestigious ones, the elite ones versus the commoners. It's more of that kind of a conflict here. So obviously Peter would not want to relinquish his status and his position and throw it all to go to the other world, right? So at least I enjoyed the fact that he kept it until the end there, but the rest, well, it is what it is. So anyways, I don't want to make this video too long, so I guess some closing thoughts for this season. Now obviously it's disappointing that they did not fully adapt the series, right? Like, even though I haven't read that far yet, I already heard of some bad some rumors of the manga having a bad ending and whatnot. I'll probably have to check myself, but even with that, I'm pretty sure that just because it has the stuff in the middle, right? It has it has the context for a story and whatnot. It builds up to the story. I'm sure that it's miles better than what we see here on the anime, which like I honestly don't know why they did not put more budget and effort into this and allow it to flourish a little bit more. Like season 1 was absolutely great, right? And I love the horror and suspense that went along with it, right? And that's something that's sorely lacking in this season as well, right? The suspense and the mind games and whatnot. The hey, I'm one step ahead of you, I'm 2 steps ahead of you, that kind of thing here. It's completely non-existent in season 2. Instead, it's really more showing off Emma's talking skills, if anything, or her persuasion skills, if you will. So, to me, that's a huge bummer. I really love the atmosphere that the first season managed to create. Like, it utilizes silence super well. It utilizes it utilized the slow panning camera very well. And it just really is great there, right? It builds the atmosphere and whatnot. Whereas here in the second season, it's just like, you know, there's just a bunch of kids going around trying to find a place to stay, right? And that's literally that's it there. So for what it's worth, I feel like not only did they cut out the story, but also the entire tone and feeling of the series really changed a lot as well, into your, I guess, kind of stereotypical shonen, if you will. So, really not exactly the best adaptation. Personally, I will find some time and go read the manga instead. You know, I've been saving it just because I wanted to do these reactions, but you know, I think at the end of the day, it probably wasn't necessary since it's not the same now either, right? Anyways, I think that pretty much covers it for this episode and, you know, this season of the Promised Neverland. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Well, actually, I can probably already know, right? All manga readers are probably gonna like, they butchered this work and whatnot. And even for anime onlys, you know, you definitely notice the holes in the holes in the production and the storylines and the plot and the hidden subjects and the characters and so on and so forth. But you know, what can you do? What can you do? But anyways, so if there are any of you guys who found out my channel for the first time because of this series, feel free to check out my other works. Well, you know, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz. I won't repeat. You know, I think everybody knows how to use YouTube by now. And yeah, I think well, there's not too much else to say here. You know, do stay tuned for my other works as well. You know, my old subscribers. Again, I'm trying to find some time to release a video, you know, confirming my final selection for the next season. So do look forward to that. And in the meantime, well, I hope I can see you guys again. And if not, well, until that day comes again. So, thank you guys, and I will hopefully see you guys next time. Bye-bye.